Yeah, it feels like it's been about a month. Yeah, anyway, we're back here. I took a break. I went home. I went back to LA and didn't bring any of my camera editing equipment. I just took time off. So here we are. We're back in the studio, and it's time to launch our first mock draft of the technically off season. It's the week of the Super Bowl. I'll get you some Super Bowl preview videos, at least one this week. But I figured we should kick it off with a mock draft. So let's get situated here. Let's take a look at what's going on. Here we are on underdog.com, and they do have some tournaments going at the moment. There's so many variables in terms of like who's going to be on what team and like everything that's going to shake out. The draft is a couple months away in late April. So I'm not going to go into the big board. I'm going to do the little board $3 entry. And just in case there's anyone watching that wants to join me, I'll give it just a minute, and we'll take a look at the ADPs and get going. But it's a $3 entry, and just a reminder about the rules. The rules are always important. What's the roster? Remind me of the roster. It's half point PPR. That's definitely worth considering. But we have one quarterback, two running backs, three receivers, one tight end, one flex, and then 12 bench spots. So I believe that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 rounds. 20 rounds for this draft. So let's get in here. Let's launch it and select our team. We're waiting for 7 people. So if you happen to be in the lobby, if you'd like to join us, you can. You can. But okay, do we have the full thing? It'll take some time. We'll get ourselves in there. But yeah, good to be back and excited for this draft. I've done a few of these. I've done I want to say like 4 of these already, and it's wild. Like there's a point in the draft when you're like round 12 and you're like, who the hell am I taking? It gets wild. But I have been doing some research into some rookies, and there's a lot of stats to break through, a lot of profiles, and we'll see what happens. But the hippo is here. Yo, welcome. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, but it's funny that you've been a long time subscriber to the channel, and the hippo is the only chess opening that I know that I use and implement. And I've kind of wanted to do like a chess video. I'm not like incredible at chess, but sometimes I kind of want to do it. And just the fact that your name is the hippo, I always found that interesting. But yeah, that's just a random thought of mine. If you guys would like to hop in this draft, we still are waiting on 5 people. It's a $3 buy-in, but no pressure or anything. Gonna be a fun one. We can take our time. I might pull up some of my rookie stats and show y'all, or at least mention it. But okay, so in terms of rookies for this year, like the running backs are a little bit mid. I'm not like super excited about any particular running backs like crazy, but holy shit, we are loaded at wide receiver this year. We got Marvin Harrison Jr., pretty much a guaranteed lock to go to Arizona. It would shock me if the Patriots didn't go quarterback, but if he went to number 3 at New England, that's possible. At the worst, he'd go to LA to the Chargers. I would love to see that happen, but that's just kind of wishful thinking. But he's definitely going to Arizona at worst at number 4. Then we got Malik Neighbors and Roma Dunze, and I feel like the two of them are fucking probably equal footing. One after the other. It feels like really good. It's a bummer though, because if they don't go to the Chargers, then they go to New York, and Daniel Jones as opposed to Herbert is a massive downgrade. But then there's a bunch of other ones that I'll bring up in a bit. But Hippo, you're telling me, yeah, I don't know chess that well, but I learned that move because of you. It's a good opening. I mean, it's not like it's more of a trick than like one of the most like competitive openings, but I love it. I highly recommend it. and it's literally the only one that I know. But here we go. We got pick 2, and the draft is going to start in less than a minute. Let me know if you happen to be in this draft. It's okay if you're not, but it would be dope to see anyone in the chat in this draft as well. How many viewers? We got 3 viewers at the moment. Thank you all for joining me, and this is gonna be fun. But you think the Commanders will trade up and then the Bears will take him? I doubt it. I mean, I believe you are someone who's been arguing for just sticking with Fields on my channel, but I don't see it. They're going with Williams, man. They got to reset that clock. They're going to get another pick when they trade away Fields. They opted against drafting a quarterback last year, and I just feel like the Bears are sticking put, and Washington will be number 2. But we're going to be on the clock very soon, so let's take a look at what our options are. McCaffrey is clearly like above and away the best running back. You get such a big advantage having McCaffrey over any other player. The age, possible concern, but anyone can get hurt. I'm not too worried about it. McCaffrey's definitely I think the number 1 pick at the moment, just because compared to any other running back, you're getting way better value. So we get our pick at wide receiver. I'm not going to go Breece Hall, as much as I love Breece Hall. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb. I do believe he is deserving of that number 2 ADP. I feel like Lamb was just incredible. I was shocked when I looked at the final numbers, but CeeDee Lamb put up 1,860 total yards last year in a full season. That is incredible. Those numbers are hard to beat, and it puts him just exactly on par with Tyreek Hill on a per game basis in that situation. And we don't know 100% if Tua will be the quarterback. It's pretty much guaranteed. But I feel like given Tyreek Hill's age and the fact that he did miss a little bit of time, I'd rather go CeeDee Lamb. Lamb is still young, and Lamb was just so elite, so on fire after that bye week. I would expect similar numbers from CeeDee Lamb, a touchdown pretty much every single week is probably what's going to happen. But Hippo, you're telling me that if Caleb goes to the Bears, he'd be a bust. Anywhere else, he's a stud. Chicago's where quarterbacks go to die. That's kind of true. I think they should take a haul for number 1 overall or trade down just 1 or 2 spots and take Marvin Harrison Jr. You want DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr. along with Justin Fields? I mean, that's not a bad combo, but I feel like resetting the rookie clock is the way to go. They also pick at 9. They also pick at 9. I feel like they're not going to move out of number 1. But you don't think Cliff went to the Commanders to coach Sam Howell? No, but Drake May is pretty good. I mean, even if they opt for Jaden Daniels, that's also not bad. I just can't imagine the Bears trading down. I really just can't see it. Drake May is really good though. Very mobile. Good quarterback option. We may draft him perhaps in this draft. I like his ADP quite a bit, to be honest with you. So I'll put me right here in the middle. Put myself in the middle here, and instead of like looking all the way over to the side, let me move my desktop. It's a little bit more dead on with the camera, just a little bit. But May is underrated. He's not bad. He's not bad at all. I like him for sure. The comp would be Justin Herbert apparently, and that's not terrible at all. So no, I wanted this. I popped this out to another tab, but I wanted it in the same thing. Okay, let me get the view a little bit better. All right. I think I'll put myself in the top corner. How about that? Yeah, we'll shrink myself just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to see what's coming up after that. This is good. Okay, so after our CeeDee Lamb pick, we see Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson, I feel like I'd probably go JJ over Jamar personally. There's a chance that Kirk Cousins does not return, however. He's a free agent. I'd expect him to be back in Minnesota, though. Then we got Bijan Robinson. Interesting. Then Brees Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyren Williams. Boy, that's interesting. But we're on the clock in just a sec. Let's take a look at who our options are. Saquon Barkley. I heard that Jim Harbaugh, new coach of the Chargers, is interested in Saquon Barkley. That would be very interesting to see him land there, but Saquon is a free agent, and Saquon could be going just about anywhere. But the comps of like running backs later on, I don't think are as good as Saquon. Yeah, I'm gonna go Saquon. It's the top player available, but I feel like that's justified. I'd probably be going Saquon even if I was like a few picks earlier. I think I'd prefer Saquon over Diggs. Diggs looked like shit at the end of the year. Holy crap. Then we got Adams, Devontae, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman. Tank Dell is high on this list. I would expect the Texans to draft another receiver. Wow. Tank Dell coming off the injury, 3rd round pick. Wow. Okay. Very high on Tank Dell. But we see Olave go off. That's probably fair. That's probably justified. There's Pittman. He's a free agent, but very likely he returns to the Colts. Either big contract or they give him, the franchise tag? That's definitely possible. Diggs, definitely likely to stay there in Buffalo, but Gabe Davis is going to be gone. That's an interesting pick. I definitely should be going wide receiver probably. Given you got to start 3, I should probably be going receiver. Probably going to go Pittman. I mean, he had 156 targets last year. Tempted to go Malik Neighbors. But yeah, I'm going to go Pittman. Okay. Hippo, people saying that JJ McCarthy will go in the first round are ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, I probably wouldn't take him like, top 15 or anything, but I think what you just need to remember in terms of drafting quarterbacks in the first round is the fact that you get that 5th-year option. Once they slip to the second round, you no longer get the 5th-year option, and that's just so valuable. Like, that's hard to quantify just how important that is. So I probably could see him going at the end of round 1. Like, if you told me that Tampa Bay did not retain Baker Mayfield, they're picking at number 26, I could see them going JJ McCarthy. I could easily see them doing that. I mean, it's a bit shocking. He's really young as well. I believe he just turned 21. So while maybe he doesn't profile as that today, the fact that you get that 5th-year option, that's probably enough of an incentive to put him in round 1. Because I expect the other 5. I expect Penix. I expect Bo Nix. I expect Jaden Daniels, and obviously May and Williams to all go probably top 15, like at worst top 20. I would expect high draft value for all those quarterbacks. But you're also asking which round does it project Marvin Harrison Jr. to go? He's going in round 2, pick 20 overall. So the hype on him is already really, really up there, and it makes sense. I mean, he's pretty much a guarantee to go and play with Kyler Murray at pick 4 in Arizona. So that's a great combo for him, and I think that the Ohio State Buckeyes always produce really, really good NFL players. There's been really, really productive rookies out of Ohio State every single year. I feel like Marvin Harrison's probably the most likely offensive rookie of the year, especially if he goes to Arizona and plays with Kyler Murray. So what we were mentioning is Kyren, then Amon-Ra, Puka in the top round. What's pick 12 doing? We got I gotta expand this a little bit. Okay. AJ Brown we see at 12. AJ Brown had a bad end of the year, but it is what it is. Then we see Nico Collins. That's early for Nico Collins. Wow. Then Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was a bummer this year. That's interesting. Then Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane. Whew. Achane is high. Damn, he was brittle, but holy shit, I'd rather have Saquon than Achane. Josh Allen, Debo Samuel, DJ Moore. I love DJ Moore's value. Holy shit, 19. I would consider DJ Moore at the 1-2 turn. I feel like him and AJ Brown, Nico Collins. I feel like that's where DJ Moore should be going. But Marvin Harrison at pick 20, then Rashid, then Ayuk, Saquon, Olave, Metcalf, me with Pittman, and then we saw Diggs, Adams, Laporta, Tank Dell, Travis Etienne, Isaiah Pacheco. We're almost on the clock, so let's get back, take a look at who our options are. I would love T. Higgins here. I would absolutely love T. Higgins here. Possibly he's retained by the Bengals, but I doubt it. Really wouldn't expect that to happen. He goes off, however. Damn. I like Amari Cooper a lot. I like Jordan Addison, but you can't guarantee that Kirk Cousins will be returning. So I'd definitely be going Amari Cooper over Addison. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Amari Cooper. As much as I like Zay Flowers, I think there's higher upside with Amari Cooper. He did play better with Flacco, obviously, but he's still the clear number one wide receiver there. If you get a full season from Deshaun Watson, I feel like I'd be happy. But we need to start deviating a little bit from the ADP. I feel like I'm taking everyone like right at ADP. But it is what it is. These are the players I like. Howard likes my shirt. Thanks, Howard. Walker goes off. I would not be going Mahomes here. That's for sure. Not going to go Mahomes. Roma Dunze, ADP 57. I'd be reaching a little bit, but Jacobs goes off. Okay, so running back is starting to dry up a little bit, but our next pick is like 20 later, and there's some names down there I wouldn't be too upset having. So I think I'm going to pass on that. Should I go tight end? I might want tight end, but we have Michael Pittman. I'm going to go Anthony Richardson. Give me the stack. Give me the Pittman-Richardson stack. I'd be very happy with that situation. Richardson was balling those first few games. He did get injured a lot, but with another full training camp with Shane Steichen, I would like to invest in the Colts offense for sure. So I'm going to go with Richardson and give ourselves a bit of a stack here. I like that a lot. Mahomes scares me. I don't know what his situation is. Those receivers, he was not that proficient for fantasy last year. Big discount on him though. But we're getting QB5 in this draft at pick 50, Anthony Richardson. I like that quite a bit. I like Richardson's upside tremendously. He's so much rushing value, and he was playing really good before he went down. But Howard's asking, why'd I cut my hair? I mean, it was getting long, bro. I was kind of just growing it out for the sake of the equivalent of like a playoff beard, because I can't grow a beard. But it's new year, new time, time for a cut. Hippo, did I watch the Pro Bowl? No, I did not watch the Pro Bowl at all. I did not. Kid telling Eli that the refs sold and that the NFL is scripted was hilarious. Def didn't mean to have his mic on. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit that happens that's just like, really? Come on, refs. But it's not that shocking that Mahomes is back in the Super Bowl. I think they probably win it. They probably go back to back. Michael Simmons says, good to have you back, man. I'm excited for next year and look forward to your weekly insights. Hopefully you blow up even more this coming year. Yeah, I hope so. It was a good season. We got almost tripled the subscriber count from last September, and yeah, I was happy with the returns. I was excited. Just year after year. That's all. Just consistent growth, and the channel will bloom even more this season, especially since I'm gonna make more videos in the off season. Last year I didn't make like any videos until like late August. Um, I dipped a lot last year, so I was just super burnt out. I feel much better this year, and I think the fact that somebody like didn't like have a heart attack on the field probably makes me a little less like concerned with like the state of football. Like when that happened last year, I was like, holy shit. That was just a bad taste in everyone's mouth for like a solid year. At least for me, I was like, whoa, maybe I should take a break from this. And then just a bunch of shit happened in my life where I was just not like prepped to do a bunch of these videos, and it took a long time for me to get back on the channel. But it is what it is. We'll make a lot more videos. But okay, so after our Anthony Richardson pick, we saw Kamara go, then Flowers, then Jaden Reed, then Addison, Andrews, McBride, Mahomes, Ridley, McLaurin, JSN, Kittle, Kincaid, Chubb, and Pickens, followed by Derrick Henry going off right now in this round. Okay, so running back is probably where we're going with our next pick. We only have one. We have three receivers. Running back is definitely our plan. I love Tyjae Spears. Spears going to blow up. Montgomery, also very valuable. Montgomery feels like he's going way too late. That doesn't make sense to me. I would hate to get sniped here on Montgomery. But I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. Mixon? This late? Wow. Is Mixon coming back? Okay, I'm definitely going with Montgomery. That is for sure. The touchdowns are pretty guaranteed with Montgomery. But what's the deal with Joe Mixon? I'm on a separate tab. I'm just going to take a look at his contract. Is Mixon coming back? Mixon is under contract for one more year. He will be playing with the Bengals next season. So for him to be this low, I find a little bit shocking. I would not be going Ramondre. Don't love Ramondre at this point. Christian Kirk, he's a player I like a lot. But I think we need running back a little bit more. If we can get Mixon here, I'd love that. Will he take his fifth running back? I doubt it. That would shock me if this guy went with his fifth running back. Because if we take Mixon here, then we can move off of the position for quite some time. I will say it's not like looking great moving forward. But okay, so Mixon's pretty interesting. Christian Kirk is falling. I do like Brian Thomas Jr. a lot, to be completely honest with you. But I think I'm going to go Mixon. I've done some of these drafts already, and I find that following pick 80, running back is brutal. Like, we're getting Mixon as let's just count real quick. He's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24th running back off the board. I find that crazy. I think he's going to be top 15 at the worst. Like, there's a bunch of players above him that you really have no idea where they're going to be. Like Eckler, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones scored like almost no touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, I have no idea where he's going to play. And a lot of times, free agent running backs do not put up good numbers on their new team. So the fact that Mixon is under contract one more season, I think you gotta stick with him. They're likely going to move off T. Higgins. I think Mixon is a great value here. But Howard, who's my favorite subscriber, I don't pick favorites. I don't have favorites. Y'all all mean the same to me. I can't play favorites with the subscribers. I appreciate all of y'all for watching, for being part of the audience, but you know, like I got to answer everyone's question equally. But you know, I appreciate everyone. Dak goes off. That's good value on Dak. James Conner, Brock Bowers. Very dependent on the landing spot, but he's a good player. He's a stud at tight end. Going to be a great tight end for a while. I just worry like a Kyle Pitts scenario would be looming. Then we see Joe Burrow. Kind of late on Burrow, in my opinion. I feel like Herbert has not gone off yet. That's a little shocking. Then Christian Kirk falling to 79. Brian Thomas Jr. after him. Jordan Love just goes off. So there's some interesting strategies for quarterbacks. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th goes off right now, and it's Justin Fields. If you told me Fields was in like Atlanta, I'd be interested. He's got some good weapons there. If you told me he was in, I don't know, Denver, I would like that. Good head coach, but it's just a real toss-up where Fields is going to end up landing. Herbert finally goes off at 85. Michael's asking, is it too early for running back wide receiver tier list going into next year? I mean, if I gave it to you right now, it would just be a lot of guessing, you know, because especially for running back, there's so many players that are free agents that we don't know where they're going to land. I would say it's a little too early. I could give you, you know, like some rookie previews soon. I plan to do that in the coming month or so. But in terms of like overall, you know, like top 25 tier rankings, yeah, I think it's a little too early, bro. It'll come. It'll come, but you know, let's wait until at least the Super Bowl to pass before we plan on that. We're gonna need a tight end soon. Who's in the mix at tight end? We got Ferguson on the board. We got Hockenson. I would love to get one of those two. Goddard going way late. That's surprising. They have Kellen Moore as their new offensive coordinator. I would expect Goddard to have a better season. He was starting to step up until he got hurt. Him getting injured really derailed his year. But Goddard, I feel like, is good value. Pick 109? Wow. That's pretty high. I mean, that's pretty low. That's pretty low. Rookie list would help a lot. Yeah, it'll come. I'm prepping it, pal. We're also going to mention some rookies as we dip into the later rounds of this video too. But right now on the team, we have Anthony Richardson as our quarterback. We also have Saquon, Dave Montgomery, and Joe Mixon, along with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, and Amari Cooper. I like our receiver core. However, wide receiver does like dry up quickly at this point. Ferguson goes off, so I think we're going to go with TJ Hockenson. I think that's the move. I do like Brian Robinson, but we don't need our fourth. We don't need the fourth running back at this point. We've got three pretty good ones. Yeah, I'm going to go TJ Hockenson. Because team one, pick one over here, does not have a tight end yet. So big cliff after TJ Hockenson. I do like the value on Kmet late, but other than Schultz, it's like you're not getting comparable players. Hockenson is so good. It feels like if it wasn't for that late injury, he'd be going way higher. So we will need a backup, but very good value on TJ Hockenson. Yeah, I would have liked Brian Robinson. Antonio Gibson's a free agent, so B-Rob should move up the board. I like Mike Williams here. Just really doubt he's going to be a Charger again. Can't imagine that happens. He gets hurt so much, but he should be back. Really, really talented player, though. Marquise Brown also in the same vein. Who's he going to take? He goes with Javonte Williams. Wow, this guy's just hammering running back. That's kind of shocking. I mean, Sutton had good touchdown numbers, but not much else. He was fine. I don't love him. I would like to know who his quarterback would be. I'm going to go Mike Williams. I'm going to go with a player I have a hard time betting against. He's just been my boy for a long time. I'm going to go Mike Williams. He's very interesting because let me pull his contract up real quick. Let me give you the rundown on Mike Williams. Okay, so he is under contract next season. However, he is getting paid about 17 mil. 17 mil. They either rework that deal or they let him go. They are well over the cap. The Chargers are in a weird situation. And given how many games he has missed, I feel like Mike Williams probably not going to be retained. At the age of 29, he's super talented, but coming off that ACL tear, I worry about him. But at this point, like it's hard to find a player that's equally as talented. Like he's definitely more talented than Deontay Johnson. Maybe Jameson Williams has some higher upside. I like Marquise Brown, but he's a free agent. I don't expect him back in Arizona, given they're about to draft Marvin Harrison. And then Jacoby Myers looked nowhere near as good without Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. So in terms of like highest upside, last year Mike Williams was like a third, fourth round pick. Mike Williams was going top 50. So, yeah, I'll take him here at pick 100. I guess we grabbed him at number 98, but I like the value. Definitely a good veteran. Goat Mode asks, "How's it going?" It's going pretty well. It's nice to be back on YouTube. It's been a minute, been a long ass minute, but doing well, doing pretty nice. Good weather here in Minnesota at the moment, and we're chilling. The winter is so mild. When I got here, everyone was like, "Oh, you're not ready. You're from California. It's gonna shock your system. You have no idea what it's gonna be like." It's been so mild. The winter has not been bad at all. Like I go out in this and like a jacket, like maybe like 3 layers tops, and I'm living. But yeah, it's fun to be back. That's for sure. We're probably gonna need another quarterback soon. Goff would be good. If Marquise Brown falls to us, that'd be dope. But you know which rookie I fucking love? Yo, I think Troy Franklin is a first round pick. I think he's really, really interesting. And let me tell you some stats on Troy Franklin. So he's a junior out of Oregon. And while he did play with Bo Nix, holy shit, last year was phenomenal from Troy Franklin. He put up 81 catches, 1,383 yards in 13 games. So over 100 yards per game, along with 14 touchdowns. Troy Franklin had an excellent junior year last season for Oregon. Also, he comes in at 6'2", and while he is not exactly like built, he's only weighing in at 169 pounds. Last I checked on Player Profiler, he is fast. He's one of the fastest rookie receivers in this year's class. He clocks in at 4.4 according to Player Profiler. These stats will be updated after the combine, but I think Troy Franklin is probably going to be a first round pick. Might fall to the second round, but I feel like if he's on the board when the Chiefs are picking at the end of the first round, either pick 31, 32, I feel like Troy Franklin would be an excellent option for them. I think he's a first round pick. I love Troy Franklin. And last I checked, Daniel Jeremiah does rank him as like a top 40 overall player. I think he's a early second rounder, if not a first round pick. I love Troy Franklin if available. I believe he may have just gone off though. Yeah, he did just get sniped. Unfortunately, that sucks. Big bummer there. Okay, so Lockett goes off. We are now on the board. Love me some Zamir White, but the person right behind us has 6 running backs and no quarterbacks. So what's the deal at QB? That's unfortunate, but Josh Downs is sitting there, and I love this stack. I'm going to go with the triple stack of Anthony Richardson, Michael Pittman, and Josh Downs. I'm going to take Downs, who's fallen 9 picks. That's good value on Josh Downs. Before he got hurt, he had some excellent games, and I am a big fan of Shane Steichen and that offense, so I'm going to go Josh Downs. Jahan Dotson, very tempting, but his year was shit last season. Dotson was a big letdown. Very disappointing from Jahan Dotson. I kind of prefer Kirk Cousins over Matthew Stafford, honestly. What's this guy going to do? I feel like he's got to go quarterback. He might go Cole Kmet. I wouldn't hate Kmet here. Kmet had a good season. Kmet put up 6 touchdowns, another 91 targets, and he's going to get Caleb Williams as a quarterback. Kmet should probably have a good year. He goes Jerry Jeudy. Wow. Would not have expected that. I should probably be going with quarterback, but I don't think we can replicate the value of Zamir White anywhere later. So I'm going to go with Zamir White as our 4th running back. I am going to take the chance that he is the RB1 in Las Vegas. If that's the case, his value skyrockets. I think he's going to be really, really good. He was excellent at the end of the season. I loved what I saw from Zamir White. Been a fan of him since he entered the league as well. I like Zamir White a lot. So he's our 4th guy. And then what's the situation on Josh Jacobs' contract? They didn't give him 2 years, right? He's a free agent. Yes. Josh Jacobs, unrestricted free agent at the age of 25. I expect him to be on another team next year. I think they will pivot to Zamir. That would be my guess. Zamir was very, very productive when Jacobs was out. So that's our team. Let's take a look from the top. We went with CeeDee Lamb at pick 2. Then we went with Saquon Barkley, a free agent running back. Then we went with Michael Pittman, also a free agent, but very highly likely he returns to the Colts. Then we went with Amari Cooper, who is going to be back in Cleveland for sure. Very good season last year from Amari Cooper. Then we went with Anthony Richardson. We double dipped on running back with Dave Montgomery and Joe Mixon. Great value on the 2 of them in my view. I think they're both top 15 running backs. Maybe Montgomery's a little closer to number 20, but Mixon I think is top 15, and we both got him around RB 24 or so. Then we went with TJ Hawkinson, who is coming off of injury, but is a top 2 tight end when healthy. Then we went with Mike Williams, who has that upside in best ball. He's definitely more appealing. And then we completed our Colts stack with Josh Downs, hoping that he bounces back in year 2 after a down second half of the season. Then Zamir White in the 11th round was our pick. I love Zamir White. So I feel good about our running back core. I feel very, very safe with these picks. And our top-heavy wide receiver core is pretty solid. So we're going to need another quarterback soon. I'm definitely going to need some backup tight ends, but I'm probably going to wait until later to get them. And I'm probably going to focus more on quarterback at the moment. I would love to get Kirk Cousins, even though he's coming off of an ACL. 10 days ago, news on him said he's ahead of schedule with Achilles ahead of schedule in his recovery from surgery and should resume throwing within the next month or so. He's going to be just fine. It's just a matter of where will he play because he is a free agent, the most coveted of the league this offseason. Probably going to get another fully guaranteed contract for Kirk Cousins. So we'll see what happens there. Blake Corum goes off. Corum's interesting. He scored 28 touchdowns last year for Michigan. That's wild. But I don't know if I love him from a rookie profile standpoint, I'm a little worried about him. His size is not like elite. I would much rather have Zamir White than Corum at this moment. But we'll see where he lands. That's a shot in the dark there. Musgrave goes off. Fryermuth is there. Waller is there. Xavier Worthy is interesting. Shaheed is a free agent, if I'm correct. I believe Shaheed is a free agent. But the player we're trying to get is definitely Kirk Cousins. The next 3 teams all have 2 quarterbacks. I think it's going to hit. I think we're going to get him. We cannot let him go to New Age Outlaws at pick 1. Okay, we just need to survive one more pick, and then that's our guy. I almost took him last round, so I would hate to get sniped. But it's possible. Sweet. He is available. Let's take Kirk Cousins. Excellent, excellent value. I like this team. I like where we're sitting. We also got the stack with TJ Hockenson, both of them coming off of injury, but I think they'll both be ready for this year. TJ did get hurt a little late, however. That might take a month for him to get like fully back to speed. But I don't think I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson. He was so up and down. Really not a guy I'm like excited about. I might go Xavier Worthy. Worthy played for Texas last year. A junior at the age of 20. He'll be 21 by the time the season starts, but very young player. Comes in at 5'11", 160, however. He is thin. He is very thin. One of the fastest players, though, runs a 4.2940 according to Player Profiler. So tempted to take him, but we might need a tight end. We could go Waller, but he's been really disappointing. Fryermuth had a terrible season. I'm going to go Xavier Worthy. Yeah, give me Worthy. He's also someone that Daniel Jeremiah ranks as a top 50 overall prospect. Have it written down here in my notes. But let me pull up some of his stats for us to take a look at. Because I was talking about Troy Franklin earlier. Skinny player. Okay. So, yeah. This is Player Profiler's page on Xavier Worthy. And the only big concern here would be the weight. 160 pounds. That's not ideal. Definitely kind of scares you, but that's what Tank Dell came in at. However, Tank Dell is like 5'8". So he's taller. He needs to bulk up a little bit. I'd be worried about him taking some tough hits, but holy shit. The high school metrics, according to Player Profiler, paint him as one of the fastest players in the league at 4.29. That's elite speed. So really, really excited about him. And then if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see some of his stats. Last year, he caught 75 receptions in 14 games for 1,014 yards and only 5 touchdowns. But he had an excellent rookie season. Back in 2021, kind of a breakout at the age of 18. He scored 12 touchdowns, 981 yards, 62 catches. He's been pretty prolific for Texas last 3 years. So really good numbers. And if it wasn't for his weight, I probably would expect him to probably be higher on this list. But it's still early. There aren't like a ton of sharp picks on these rookies, and then it's always like, where are they gonna go? That's always a concern. But wouldn't shock me at all if he got drafted by like Miami. That they love speed there, and if this 4.2940 is indeed going to hold, then that's definitely something you like to see. So I think he's probably worth this 13th round pick. Is that where we took him? I believe it was 13th round. Yeah, pick 146. That's fair. That's not bad value. He's also my wide receiver number 6. So if he's drafted round 2, then I would expect him to probably move up the board a little bit once we get closer to actual draft time. So I like him. He's not a bad option, but it's a little bit dark. Let's bring in the light a little bit closer. Ooh, color temperature not good with this one, but at least it's brighter. Okay, we are on the clock soon. 14th round. We are 8 picks away. And the team after us does not have a tight end yet, so we're probably going to snipe him on tight end. I would like Michael Mayer. I think Mayer's really interesting, but Freiermuth is really talented as well. They get Arthur Smith as the new OC in Pittsburgh. That's going to be interesting. That'll be very interesting. Oh, Audric Estime just goes off. I like Audric Estime quite a bit, actually. I like him a lot. Let's pull up his page while we can, since I'm mentioning him. Out of Notre Dame, a junior, definitely profiles in terms of weight as someone that can carry the rock like crazy. 6 foot 227. Maybe not the fastest guy, 4.5, but this class is not great for running backs. However, last year, 18 total touchdowns, 17 catches, so he can be that third down player. I would like to see a few more, but that's not bad at all. 210 carries, 1,341 yards in 12 games for Notre Dame. Good season from Estime last year, so I think he's an interesting pick this late. I kind of like Estime. If you're watching this late, that's a preview of one of my favorite running backs at the moment. In terms of rookies, obviously. In terms of rookies. But Trey Benson goes. Benson's also a pretty good one. We're targeting Michael Mayer, but this team right after this pick, this team right here, Jay Bursons, does not have a tight end, so we'll see what they do. They're probably going to go with Michael Mayer. If that's who he takes, then we're moving off the position for quite a while. We might go Drake May. Yeah, he goes Mayer. Okay, so then May is definitely tempting because quarterback drives up like crazy. If he does go to Washington, he gets Kingsbury as his OC. That'll be good. It's not, maybe not the best in the league, but not bad. I don't hate it. Wandale goes off. Okay, so we're probably going with Drake May. I don't feel tremendously about anybody else in this range. Braylon Allen is interesting, but I'd prefer the safer bet with Drake May. Yeah, just give me Drake May. And our third quarterback, I feel pretty good about that. We waited a long time to get Kirk Cousins, so we're going to take May. And he also falls to us a little bit, about 9 picks after ADP. That's kind of nice. But a few picks later, I really don't want to get sniped. However, this is a rookie receiver I am very hyped on. I think this is probably one of my favorite rookie wide receiver. Devontae Walker, a.k.a. Tez Walker. Whoo, boy. Tez looks great. Also, out of North Carolina, 6'3", 200 pounds, runs a 4.46, the age of 22.6. I think he's going to be close to a first-round pick, if not a top 25 option. So really love Devontae Walker, one of the few wide receivers that flies. And while these are not exact metrics, we'll see if it actually holds true. I think Devontae Walker is great. According to Daniel Jeremiah, he is the fifth ranked rookie wide receiver in this year's class, according to Daniel Jeremiah at the moment. This is our pick, Devontae Walker. Love me some Devontae Walker. So we go with back-to-back Tar Heels out of North Carolina. We go with Drake May and Devontae Walker in rounds 14 and 15 at the turn. So I like Walker a lot. I think he's going to be one of my favorite rookies to draft next season, and especially if he's drafted top 40, expect him to climb. He's just going to vault up the board. He's going to be a great pick. Like, if you told me he went to Dallas at pick 24, I wouldn't be shocked. If you told me he went to Tampa Bay or even Buffalo, wouldn't be shocked at all. I think he's going to be a late first-round pick, possibly. So I like him a lot. I really, really like him. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Would be a bummer if he fell to the second round and went to like New England. That would kind of suck. But who knows? Maybe Gerard Mayo has a good team next year. That's going to be interesting. But following our Tez Walker pick, we see Zay Jones, Mingo, and Zeke go off the board. Good. Zeke is not a bad pick here. I don't hate it at all. Definitely in the backup running back section, and you really have no idea what you're getting with some of these rookie running backs. But Zeke's going to play for someone, and we saw last year when he filled in for Stevenson, he's still got some juice. Zeke can still play well, especially when he's not going to carry the full workload for like the majority of the year. Zeke has good value. I like Zeke a lot. Pop Douglas goes off. We see Xavier Legette at pick 161. The previous round, that's another interesting player. Jalen Polk is interesting. Ladd McConkey, another interesting rookie. I'm just looking for rookies. That's what I'm scanning for. We have Keon Coleman and Troy Franklin going off in round 10. I think that's fair for Franklin. I like Franklin a lot, but Tez Walker, excellent player. Let me pull up some stats on Tez. So he was a third-year sophomore last year. He transferred out of Kent State to North Carolina to play with Drake May. And while he only played in eight games, he played in 8 games last year, 41 catches, 7 touchdowns. In 8 games, that's really impressive. That's pretty good. So very good season from him. And then the previous year at Kent State, definitely a weaker conference, but 58 catches for 921 yards, 11 touchdowns, along with a rushing touchdown. So 12 total touchdowns in those 12 games. But love to see him at 6'3", 200 pounds. And if that 40 time is correct at 4.46, he's one of the faster players in this year's draft. He would, in terms of speed, he would be on pace with Malik Nabers. So I definitely prefer Malik Nabers. I'm not telling you he's identical to him, but in terms of 40 time, he's one of the faster rookie wide receivers on the board this upcoming season. So I love me some Tez Walker. I think he's going to have a very good career. Just a matter of where he goes, who takes him, what team does he find himself on. But at the turn, New Age Outlaws still has not drafted a tight end, so that's probably going to be where we go. It's pretty brutal at this point in the draft, but it could be worse. Not ideal. But at this point, like, who are you even taking? Like, it's not ideal at this point. It's some pretty brutal names. Hyatt goes off. We're done with quarterback, but we're going to need a running back. Ray Davis is interesting. But at this point, it's probably not worth taking a rookie running back. Probably not. I think I'd rather go with Kenny Gainwell, who we know is going to stay in Philly, right? I'm pretty sure Gainwell is not a free agent. Meanwhile, DeAndre Swift is. So, yes, Kenny Gainwell has one more year in Philly before he's a free agent. So he'll be there, and there's definitely some upside with him. But yikes, this is a bit brutal. But I think I'm just going to go with the best tight end available, and I'm going to take Hunter Henry, 10 picks past ADP. He is a free agent as well, but he's one of the best on the board, best available free agent tight ends. And other than Dalton Schultz, I feel like he's the most coveted option. So I'll go with Henry coming off of injury, but he should be okay. Roman Wilson is also kind of interesting. Um, but I don't think I'm going to take him. I think we're just going to go with Kenny Gainwell because I kind of like know what to expect with him. Otherwise, like it's some brutal names at this point. What are you going to get from Antonio Gibson? He's a free agent. I have no idea. Justice Hill, no thanks. Will Shipley, interesting rookie coming in, but have very low expectations for all the rookie running backs. I'd rather not draft a rookie running back if I can avoid it. I'm happy to draft some rookie wide receivers. I'm happy to draft a rookie quarterback like Drake May, which we did. But rookie running backs scare me this year, at least at this point, until I know where they go. I'm not excited to plant my flag on rookie running back, especially this late in the draft. However, there is one who I might bring up in the 20th round just because he's going super late. And I'll let you know who he is right now. It's Jalen Wright, ADP of 226, and he would be likely my 19th round pick. That's probably who I'll take. But we have three quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. We'll take one more. We need at least one more wide receiver. So we'll go 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver, and then maybe 1 more running back, if not another wide receiver. But boy, it's pretty brutal at this point. Like, there's no one that really gives you confidence. Yeah, I kind of hate some of these names down here. Yikes. But at wide receiver, Mooney is an interesting free agent. I've been a fan of him for a while, but I have no idea where he'll land. KJ Osborne, also a very interesting free agent. I think Gallup is also a free agent. That'll be interesting. What's the deal with Malachi Corley? Very unlikely he falls to us, but I don't think I'd draft him. He's played well, but he was out of West Kentucky, not a conference I would like to invest in. Probably not going to go with Malachi Corley. Probably not. Jalen McMillan is kind of interesting, though. I'm looking like just a different tab where I've been doing some research. Yeah, it's so brutal at this point. Where do you even go? Brendan Rice out of USC is interesting. Brendan Rice is a senior who did catch 12 touchdowns last year, but maxed out at 45 catches the last 2 seasons, 791 yards. Last year was his best year, but Caleb Williams was throwing him the ball. He does come in at 6'3", 205. That's not bad. Brendan Rice, a little bit interesting. Wouldn't hate it, but at this point, we're just going with like a bunch of rookie wide receivers. We already have 2. I kind of like KJ Osborne, to be honest with you. I think he's underrated. Gonna be very interesting to see where he lands. But boy, the sun just completely evaporated. Our lighting is just brutal at this point. Now we'll keep that out of the frame. That probably should have been on. Probably. But if you're still watching, I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. How many people are watching right now? 2 viewers. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. But boy, it is rough at this point. Hard to feel confident in any of these picks. But who are we looking at tight end? Noah Fant is a free agent. Greg Dulcich will be back in Denver. He was so hurt last year. Very hard to really tell what was happening for him. Should have a better season, though. I would expect him to look a little better. Barely played, though. He finished the season with 4 targets. He was terrible. Barely played. Logan Thomas, though. Logan Thomas is pretty low on the rankings. 79 targets last year. He is 32, but is he staying? Hard to imagine they replace him with anyone. He is still under contract next season, is Logan Thomas. So we might go Logan Thomas. Boy. It is rough at this point, but I'm just going to go with Darnell Mooney. Taking a shot. If he finds himself on a good team as like their number 3, just like the deep threat, he could have some big spike weeks. Not a lot. I mean, at this point in the draft, like, don't expect much. But he's not a bad 18th round pick. That's for sure. Could definitely gain some value if he goes to the right team. I don't think I'm going to go with Jalen Wright. Definitely a name to keep in mind. I wouldn't hate him on my roster, but I don't think I need to draft him. I'd rather go with KJ Osborne. Osborne's a guy I like. And let me just confirm. Yes, KJ Osborne is indeed a free agent. At the age of 26, I think he can really contribute somewhere. I mean, last year, 96 fantasy points, not bad. But it was much better before that. Logan Thomas goes off the board. Okay. Yeah, I'll take KJ Osborne. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. We have one more pick. It's going to be a tight end. And we're either going to go Greg Dulcich, maybe Donald Parham. What's the deal with Parham? Because I know that Gerald Everett is a free agent. Parham will be back on the team. And he definitely has some value. But he's played 4 seasons in the league. I'd be kind of shocked with Parham. But Jelani Woods, also an interesting bet this late. If Tyler Higbee didn't get hurt in the playoffs, he'd be going off the board way higher. Other than that, it's like, who the fuck are you taking? Looks like our battery died. We'll swap it out just a second here. Give me like 5 seconds. There we go. I believe we're back. No, we're not. Are we back? There it is. Okay, we're back. Final round, though. It's been fun. It's been a good draft. Let's remind you of our team. Okay, so we have at quarterback, we have Anthony Richardson, who we took in, I believe, round 5. Yes, at the top of round 5. Then we took Kirk Cousins in like the 12th round. And then we took Drake May a couple rounds later. We went with Saquon Barkley in round 2. We went with Dave Montgomery and Joe Mixon at the 6-7 turn. And we went with Zamir White around pick 11. I went with Kenny Gainwell just a few rounds ago at pick 194. And then at wide receiver, we have CeeDee Lamb, who went with at number 2. Went with Pittman in round 3. Amari Cooper in round 4. Mike Williams in round 8. And Josh Downs in round 10. But Xavier Worthy and Devontae Walker are some rookies that we took a shot on. And then we just paired up Darnell Mooney and KJ Osborne just now. But we also went with TJ Hawkinson and Hunter Henry as our tight ends. So we need one more tight end, and we're probably going to go with Jelani Woods, most likely. So that's probably who we're taking, unless we get sniped somehow. I doubt it. But Jelani Woods didn't do shit last year. Literally did not play a single snap. But he was very injured, never came off of IR, and I think he will have a little bit higher value next season. It's also going to complete our stack in Indianapolis with Anthony Richardson. They did use the tight end position a lot. However, it just wasn't going to Jelani Woods because he was never healthy last season. So hoping for the best, but just a reminder, some stats on Jelani Woods. He's not bad. Coming in at 6'7", 252, 89th percentile in terms of speed, and definitely some high athleticism for him when healthy. So hopefully things can change. Hopefully he will be better next season. So that's my pick. We are 4 away, and I doubt I get sniped. It is always possible, but if not, who would we go with otherwise? Probably Jonnu Smith. Nah, I doubt it. Is Jonnu back in Atlanta? If he is, then that's going to suck. Yep, he's back in Atlanta. No, thank you. I do not want Jonnu Smith. Maybe if he was a free agent, I'd take my chances. But nope, I'm not going to do it. Maybe Hayden Hurst, but yikes, he had a rough situation there. He had a concussion and he had amnesia. That's why he never came back on the field. That's a little risky there. But watch us get sniped here on Jelani Woods. That's probably what's going to happen. This Philly fan. Will you take him? No, he does not take him. He takes another Colt, however, and Alec Pierce. Give me Jelani Woods. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I really appreciate it. If you are still watching and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And we'll try and get some better lighting next time. It's a little bit late. Definitely got dark on me quick. But that's it for me. Hope you have a good one. And my name's Adam Riancho. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Nice and blunt.